It is the summer series. While it may not feel like the summer outside, and it certainly may not feel like the summer due to current world events, we will press on with our summer series here at the Loose Lugnuts. There we go. Racing League. I'm Matt Egan, joined by Jeff Wood. How you doing tonight, Jeff?
All right, all right. Just ready to kick off some summer recruitment series here with the trucks and Xfinity cars moving over to Thursdays. So next week we'll be at Bristol in the Xfinity, but tonight at Texas in the trucks, you'll see a flip-flop motion there week to week with those vehicles. And right now we're in hosted sessions, password protected. But, if you like what you see and you want to come out and participate, go sign up at Loose Lugnuts Racing on the iRacing portal and Loose Lugnuts Racing Group on the Facebook page. You'll get that password. You'll be able to get into the league and do all the sorts of things that you need to ramp up for your summertime.
Yeah, and one thing about that, you mentioned the Xfinity car next week. I cannot wait for that because we're going to have two different disciplines of racing. That Xfinity car is still a low downforce race car, so it'll be really fun to watch these guys have to switch from the Xfinity to the truck, the Xfinity to the truck. It's not going to be a matter of if you're good in one vehicle to win this summer championship. You have to be a master of both, and that's going to be the hard thing to do this season, I think.
Yep, and speaking of championships, I mean, we'll still call them a summer champion, but our full-time series, what we call our trophy seasons, are now just strictly to the fall-winter side of things. Those are the official races that will now be counted in Loose Lugnuts history. You still get counted for the win. Yeah, we still praise you, and we look at how much you're improving if you're a new driver, obviously. And we still have a lot of our competitors come back this season. A lot of the room's still filled with them. So, the idea behind summer is to find consistent drivers, good drivers that obviously meld with the league.
Yeah, looking at Brandon Hunter Murray in the number 2, stroke 13 right now. I'm hoping next week we'll see these guys in their proper numbers because, boy, I tell you what, this is going to be confusing.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Always a little bit of a pet peeve of mine is when these guys are always in different numbers than what's posted on their car. But anyway, Murray's got a new sponsor this season. Their sponsor's a little bit active out in the chat, so shout out to them. And he's posted 4th on the speed charts. I just want to say a little thing. I absolutely cannot stand the revamp of Texas Motor Speedway. I don't know about anyone else out there, but I do not like it. I've driven it. It's not fun. The old Texas was better, and I don't know what whoever redesigned this track was thinking.
Well, I believe the redesign or the quick redesign from the original scan is just due to what NASCAR did. They put I forget the formula they put on the outside corners to help.
Well, they widened the track when they repaved it a few years ago. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, so I mean, Texas is always. I personally don't like Texas from a real life standpoint. It's a dangerous track since its conception. It's killed a few drivers from NASCAR to Indy Series or Kart Series, however you want to look at that. I think it's like I said, it's a highly dangerous track. And beyond that, when we added safer barriers, Texas was always tight getting off the corners, and we added safety barriers, which is why they repaved and widened the track.
See, I thought the narrow speedway, it was hard to race with it being a narrow corner, and you bring that up, and it's a good point. But it was fun to race. My opinion on iRacing, very fun to race like that. I don't like how wide it is, and the setup too doesn't help. This truck goes from being, in my experience, I've done a few races in C6. It's gone from being tight to loose to tight, and there's no stability to it, and it's not predictable, which is weird,
Yeah. So here's the good update for Texas, though. In the future, I believe we were talking in another chat downstairs. Someone from the development team posted on Twitter for iRacing some features that they're going to add night racing to Texas, which should help cool the track
Well, they added that today in the patch.
Was that in the patch today?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't. This race was set up a little bit ago, so we're going to be afternoon racing for now. And I imagine if we come back to Texas, it'll obviously be during the nighttime.
Yeah, we've got Night Texas, which will be brilliant fun, but you know, like I said, just the way this track is now, I much prefer the old configuration. But that's just me.
Yep.
I'm odd like that, and I'm sure.
Well, we don't get a lot of wheel time, so we're used to the Texas or the configuration of the speedway that we know it best.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'm going to say the same thing when we get the new Phoenix, whenever that'll be.
Oh, no, I'm going to love that. Like I said, NASCAR made a good move. They put the exciting portion in front of the fans, but we are going to go ahead to that gridding, Matt.
Yes, without a doubt. I'll let you get the starting lineup here. Now, the one thing I do like, I like how they have these guys grid up on pit road like in real life. That's cool to see.
It's also a lot safer. You don't have to worry about, a driver getting out of control when they shift into gear or something here on pit road. But starting grid coming up, Scott Patton, you'll see him 921. He is no rookie. He's over at multi-league most of the time, but coming over here to Loose Lugnuts, fast time in qualifying, he might be there at the end of the night. 29.715 his fast time. Brandon Murray, truck to watch here tonight. A lot of fast times out of him. He's starting second. Kyle Chadwick third. Wes Holland makes a return here in the Summer Series. He's starting fourth in the number 4. Justin Michael, the reigning champ, he'll be fifth. Jeff Gilmore sixth. Jack Watts seventh. Ronald Klein eighth. Travis Browder ninth. Ray Richard 10th. Wally Tierheimer 11th. Josh Scott 12th. Kevin Winter in the 55, usually number 78. He'll be starting 13th. Robert Panic Mattis, or Matisse, sorry there, Panic. 14 Machine starting 14th. Matthew Allen 15th. Jake Hodge 16th. Timothy Smith 17th. Tony Romack 18th. And Trent Drum 19th. Non-qualifiers. I don't know if these guys have loaded in. I think Judd Danielson will be 20th. Brad Ream might be 22nd. He's just now connecting. And Mitch Reeves, if he gets up there, I don't think he's reconnected this evening yet.
Yeah, and it should be interesting to see how these guys race on this new Texas. Hopefully they've had time to practice with the official series this week. One other thing I like that we have the infield logos now. Remember the old tracks, when we got some of the older tracks, they never had the infield logos, I would imagine for licensing reasons. But now that iRacing and NASCAR work a lot closer together, the infields actually look proper. It was always weird seeing, like, if you go to Atlanta now, the infield in Atlanta is completely barren. It just looks kind of weird, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And I think if you could take a positive away from, the coronavirus for the community of racing, one, esports racing is forefront. It's about the only real simulation you can get for racing, which is cool. And I'm glad we get this small chance to show what we have for e-racing. But also, it's providing a lot of these builders and scanners and all the technical teams over at iRacing. They ain't got nothing else but to work on, but to improve iRacing. And I've seen a lot of updates, and I'm excited to see what else they can get done on their free time at the moment.
Yeah, we got the aero screen on the IndyCar in preparation for the e-IndyCar series kicking off this Saturday. And, of course, e-NASCAR continues on Sunday on Fox Sports. Who ever thought that would be a thing we'd be saying? I mean, that is absolutely incredible.
It may have been a tragedy, but I'm glad to see it's there. I'm glad that the real guys are bringing it to the mainstream media. But here we go. Going to kick off the Summer Series at Texas. Oh, quick green. That's going to be a penalty to the 921. New to the league, so give him a break there.
Terrible start by Brandon Murray there. We got one through the grass. Browder's already off into the... He had a bit of an issue, but I don't know... What, Scott went on the green, though, I think.
No, he went before the green. He's going to slow down here, give some time back to the rest of these drivers, which is fine. Rookie mistake out there. Rookie inside of Loose Lugnuts. First Flag is always on the flagman. All of the restarts are at the leader's discretion after the pace car drops. Oh, Brad Ream looked like he got sideways there.
Yeah, you see Brad Ream back there in 20th. Ronald Klein brings it up 21st. He is well off the pace in that number 76 machine. I don't know what happened to him, but he did not get a good start. We're going to try and take a look back at that and see if we can't see. Oh, he started from the pits.
Yeah, he just missed connecting there, which is fine. Summer season, he's just getting it going. Maybe why the 921 didn't know if he was able to start or not. Usually Ron gives a pretty good speech at the beginning of the race.
Well, that 921 has fallen all the way. He's fallen well back. I don't know where he's fallen back to, but about 4th place. But he'll be trying to climb his way back to the front. I think he'll be very easily able to do it. I mean, that guy looked fast in practice. That's Scott Payton. And
I believe.
Patton, and he's looked fast all through the night.
Yeah, we'll see him. He sportsmanlike conduct right there. He gave back his time gained on that start. So he's battling on the inside of Wes Holland, right behind our champ there, the 87 of Justin Michael. Looking up under him. I don't know enough about Scott Patton, how he uses tires or anything, so this might be a good gauge on the summer season. He's up under the champ right now. Champ and King sitting right there. That's a good pass there for the 921, getting by those two guys.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Justin Michael knows how to save tires. We saw him dominate the winter truck season, and he knows how to get things done here, and he also knows how to wait, and that's going to be an important thing here at Texas. I know it's a new surface, and believe me, it looks brand new, and it races like it's new, but it'll still eat your tires. So you got to be able to save here.
Yeah, that's the thing right now. If we were on a non-fixed setup league, by the way, if I did not mention that, the bottom's just going to be key. Getting off of turn 1 and 2, that's the new tricky thing. You can't just roll the center of the corner. It's a lot, what do you say, flatter in turn 1 and 2?
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's weird. I haven't found the trick to finding a lot of speed in that corner, because you'll get in there and it feels like you're going to get in fast, but then you get a little too close to that white line and it just upsets the truck. It will go from tight to loose in a second, and you'll lose any speed you gain.
Well, 2 guys leading this race. That's those guys we were just looking at. The 13 labeled Brandon Murray there, and Kyle Chadwick in second. About 9/10 in front of the other guys. Brandon Murray's been bad fast all evening through practice, obviously qualifying, so I'm excited to see what he can do. Looks like he's got in a ton of practice here at Texas this week.
Yeah, and you notice he enters a little bit high and kind of maintains a bit of a higher line in, hits close to white line center in, and then tries to track out high. Kind of like you'd run, I'd almost say Michigan.
Maybe some Charlotte if the tires are getting older, and the A car.
Yeah, I haven't driven new Charlotte yet, so I gotta get some experience there. That shows how little racing I do compared to broadcasting. I've broadcasted that track countless times. I don't think I've driven yet on it. But Murray is pulling away with this one, 9 out of 85 laps in. I say pulling away, relatively speaking, with Kyle Chadwick in tow behind him.
Yeah, Chadwick not, letting him go about 2-3 tenths off. And what they really got to worry about, and what we're gonna not really worry about, see if Scott Patton can gain, see if he's saving the 87 and the 4, 2 consistent guys in Loose Lugnuts history of saving tires are just behind Scott Patton. I like to see Jack Watts back there too. Look at that 77 machine. That would be his new number going forward. Used to be 084, but successful rookie season inside of Loose Lugnuts.
Yeah,
Jack Watts.
I was about to say, you know what? He had one of the strongest bids at the championship, or trying to make a bid at that championship. He got knocked out coming into the round of 4, I think. And he had a very good run.
He made round 8.
Yeah, round 8 rather.
Yeah. He was a consistent driver during that winter season. The most consistent driver of rookies by far.
Never won a race, mind you, but he came
A lot
close.
of tens.
He came close, and he
yeah.
top 10 driver, knew how to get it done, and he like I said, kind of like Justin Michael, knew when to hold back, and knew the idea of, well, if I can't win the race, a top 5 will still net me a lot of points, and I think that's going to pay a lot into his second season here, especially as we go into the Winter Series, and the Summer Series is going to help him. But you notice, going through 3 and 4, he's tagging that apron, and that's upsetting that truck. You see the way the truck wiggles, and that's going to let Ray Richards start to catch up to him.
Yep, Jack and Ray have raced around each other for a while now. Ray's on a little bit different entry line there if we look at versus Jack Watts. Jack Watts is getting off the corner real well right now. Doesn't look like he outstripped it too much, maybe 2 truck lengths over Ray Richard.
Well, that's the thing. Jack gets out a little bit better, but I think Ray goes in and through the corner a little bit better than Jack does, but Jack's got him beat off.
Yep. Just we'll see what else is happening in this top 10 here, Matt. Kevin Winter, he's been painting a lot of trucks of late, but he's running around in the 55 machine in 8th place right now. A big battle going on right behind him. Travis
Wally
Browder.
Tierheimer. Well, maybe Travis has some luck here tonight. Kyle Busch historically has done pretty good at Texas in that truck. Running Kyle Busch paint scheme, maybe giving him a little bit of good luck.
Maybe so. He's trying to work over, looks like Jeff Gilmore there.
He won it last Summer Series Championship, Gilmore did.
Yep. Most consistent driver out there. I think Chadwick won the most races last summer. Last summer was a lot shorter, though. We had 2 winter seasons that were consistently longer. We're going to be moving back the next winter season, historically speaking, versus loose lug nuts. It's probably going to start mid-September, or just about when the kids are supposed to go back to school for the next school year.
Yeah, if they go back to school.
It's a big if, but traditionally speaking. There goes Wally. He's up under.
Side
Gilmore
by
now.
side. And it's like, well, contact. Kenny says he's got a lot of track to save it. Yes, he does.
Good save
come on,
on
hold
Gilmore.
on to it,
He's
man.
still fighting it.
He got it.
Oh,
but the guy behind him,
wall.
he don't. That's a 37,
Sure.
Timothy Smith.
Yeah, Timothy Smith. Well, they're doing a good job, but Timothy Smith has about wrecked his truck.
I think he's got a tire down.
Yeah, I would say so.
Look at the way the right front. Look at the way the right front is. I think that might be a tire or left front. I think he might have something down.
He took all that force on the right-hand side. He's definitely going to have to go down pit road. There are no fast repairs.
I don't know if he's got a tire down or a flat, but I mean something looks off about that race truck. But he stays out, and I don't think that's a good idea because I mean I'm watching that truck right, and I don't know. Like I said, I can't say if it's a down tire or if it's a flat tire, but something's not right there, and he's gonna blow a tire if he stays out, and I think he's realizing that. Because, I mean, look at the way he had to cut it there, and he's going to have to let Brad Ream by. Brad Ream not going to be happy about the situation. Timothy Smith trying to race him.
Yeah, not sure about that either.
I think the best thing Smith could do right now, just pull it down pit lane.
Not with that much contact, you received critical damage. He almost nose that thing sideways into the wall.
I mean,
hopefully, Brad Ream probably said, "Hey, buddy, a little bit too close there. You got a lot of damage." And maybe nicer words.
Best case scenario, he's got a tire rub too, and iRacing simulates that now. And you look at that right front. Yeah, we'll put our camera on someone else, but
almost 2 cautions back to back there.
Yeah, it's gonna spread everyone out though.
Yeah,
so
it's all gonna come down to
he wound
Gilmore.
up 17.
He stayed off. He stayed off the gas for a long time. It took him a while to recollect that truck.
He managed 17th and all of that.
I'm not seeing significant damage. He got hit in the right side. Not seeing anything on the spoiler for that 57. He's looking really well. He just has to. He's definitely mad, but he has to now go back to driving like he was before.
Exactly, and that's going to be the hard thing is getting back into that mentality. And just getting into that right frame of mind, you know?
Yep, just in front of him, side-by-side action. Josh Scott and Matthew Allen, almost contact. Matthew Allen's going to have to, hits the wall.
Oh, dear, yep.
I think the tires are starting to go here, Matt.
Yeah, well, we're 22 laps into the race, and I wouldn't be surprised. And you see Allen, he's down on the bottom. I like that truck. I don't like that I can't read any of his numbers.
I'm sure he'll get it to the broadcasting standard there.
But he might be pit. He better be pit. I think he's got something up. You saw the way he couldn't take that corner.
Yep. You know as soon as you get into that first corner at a decent speed, if that damage is good enough to take you out of this race. But he's going to have to quick pit and or early pit enough from his competitors. Right. Yeah, a lot of that damage can be fixed. Just amount of time he's going to have to spend on pit road with that 901 machine.
Well, just hopefully nothing to the steering rack. That would be the bad thing.
Yep.
If he's
for
having
the lead
to
coming
hold
up.
that wheel. If he's having to hold that wheel any other way than it should be, he's got a big issue. You know, Brandon Murray's not going to give this lead up easily.
No, you got to make Scott and work for it. He's looking like a good, clean truck out here. Made up about 1.3, 1.6.
Scott tried to go low there. There wasn't enough racetrack.
Brandon Murray's protecting a large amount of the track, the fast portion of the track. Here goes the 921 looking under. Can't get all the way.
He'll get there. He'll get there. He's there. Murray tagged the wall. If Murray's going to block him, I think he's going to meet Scott's door panel real fast. Because that's one of those unstoppable force immovable object. And I think unstoppable or immovable object's going to meet unstoppable force pretty soon.
Yeah, third though, Brandon Murray really got off of turn 4 incredibly well versus the 921. 921's obviously giving a little bit of room there to Brandon. They're
how
trading
long will
spots
that last,
on track.
though?
Here
That's
we go.
the question.
Well, they're both seasoned racers. I imagine they'll do fine. We haven't seen a lot of Scott in that loose Lugnuts, but Brandon Murray's a competent enough driver. He battles hard, and there he goes. Scott Patton to the lead.
First lap led. And he'll hold on to it. That outside line, it's impossible to make anything happen. It's very hard to make a run happen on that high line, but Murray somehow going to make it happen. Very impressive to see. I mean, that high line, it usually doesn't come in until the end of the race, but Murray's making it happen only 27 laps in. Scott will clear him, though.
Yeah, turn 4, Brandon Murray's showing turn 4 exit on the middle to high line is extremely fast. You can get a lot of speed right there, and that's about the only portion of the racetrack from middle to high line right now.
Well, he made it work off of 2, surprisingly. Of course, he didn't get the pass, but he hung with him for about the lap, and that was all it really needed. And we're on board with Brandon Murray. We'll go in-car with him for a moment. You see, he got a little bit of a... through the grass.
Yeah, Texas is initially built like the Charlotte Tri-Oval. At least that's what they tried to emulate. There's a lot of grass down there, just like Michigan when you're on those restarts. You can really tear the bumper off. There goes Brandon Murray. It'll leave Scott Patton out there. Let's see if Brandon Murray gets that speed down. He was on the brakes really hard.
45-mile-an-hour pit road speed. And that's
really?
the bit. Yes, it is.
Oh, that is slow.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Wally Tierheimer's already in. He's out and away.
Yeah,
this is probably going to force... Yeah, Scott Patton's going to have to come down this lap or next lap. Here he goes. He's going down pitting. Smart move by the 921.
05 out and away.
Yep, that number will be changed. That's Jake Hodge. That's usually Chief Shaw's number.
I'm about to say. I was looking for a different driver than who it was. I was about to call it, and I'm like, wait a minute.
No, that's not the John Deere machine, so Scott Patton in.
That's what threw me for a loop. I saw the wrong paint scheme.
Yep.
Trent Drum, I believe that is, out and away.
Yeah, wait for Scott Patton to leave. Jack Watts is still on pit road.
Promise it's not
There
Corona.
Goes Scott Patton with a good pit stop there. Might have been a little bit slow. Didn't get really right up on the side of that vehicle. There goes Chadwick. So I think Scott Patton will come back around second or third at the moment.
Yeah, that'll be the question where he comes out, if he can manage to get the race lead. I think that, yeah, Murray, I think, will get it.
I'm seeing Brandon Murray shuffled back behind the rest of them at this point. He's behind Justin Michael and Scott Patton on this exchange. The exchange went really well for the 88 machine, who I think went down the same time as Wally Tierheimer. So we're looking at what, 30 lap windows here?
Yeah, something thereabouts. And with 57 laps or 53 laps to go, that'll be, what, 2 more pit stops?
Yeah. You know, after last Saturday, our drivers were really scared coming in here to Texas. I mean, we only have 20 guys on the track here tonight, which is a decent number for good league racing. But they were really scared about, gosh, this is new Texas. It's been terrible in, you know, the fixed division of open rooms and whatnot. And now they're doing really well out here on this race, in my opinion. They've done a phenomenal job. They've mixed it up a few times. We saw a few potential crashes, and those guys really hung on to their vehicles.
Now, I know you said we'd be doing afternoon racing, but it looks like the sky's starting to get a little bit dark, or is that just me having a little bit of wishful thinking for some nighttime?
Well, it is 5:15 almost local time, so 5:15 Central. I don't think sundown is till about 8:15 technically what iRacing puts it at, so.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a little bit of the night sky lit up. Maybe we'll see the lights come up.
No, I don't. I created this race quite a few weeks ago, so I know there's not the night schedule, and I don't think I put the new track on.
We'll see how it all plays out. But one thing of note, we've gone almost 40 laps without a caution.
I'm excited. I think that's a win at this point.
I don't want to jinx it, of course. But
no, it's fine. After last week's Talladega race, it was a special event, but the racing was really off.
And, I didn't catch any of that one, but
the racing was off. We'll just put it that way. Now we're back to mile and a half. What Lugnuts is all about, the mile and a half for these trucks and Xfinity cars. This is where our drivers shine. They can go that Talladega once in a while, but you know, they really do well at this mile and a half, and they're putting on a good show out here. Speaking on, you know, how they're running around Texas at the moment.
Yeah, without a doubt, Wesley Holland, your race 9th place driver. I almost said your race leader.
Yeah, he had a bad pit stop, but we'll forgive the king.
He got way tight there, too.
Oh,
You heard him roll out of the throttle.
He is gotten. Judd is just flying through there. Nails the back of that 37.
Yeah, I'm about to say, look at that.
Well, Judd's going to be aggressive on him.
We've been caution-free so far. That might not last. I don't know. I don't know what Timothy Smith is doing.
Yeah, he was blocking really bad.
Look, I don't condone wrecking other drivers because, you know, intentional wrecking, it sucks to be on the receiving end of it. But Timothy Smith, I don't know what he was doing there, but whatever he was doing, it was not smart racing. I can assure you that.
Well, he started to go high through the tri-oval, and Judd was already there.
Yeah, you watch. Judd's all over his back end here. Starts to go high. Judd goes low, and Timothy Smith goes low like he's trying to race him for a position. And, of course, Smith's already 2 laps down at that point.
Yeah, just inopportune time to race there. Judd, obviously the faster truck, and had fresher tires.
No caution, though. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah, I think Timothy Smith parked it right down there, right next to the pace car when he was turned. So
And might be where he should keep it for the rest of the night.
it looked like he blew the motor. The Ford machine is in the pits. He looks like he has some right side damage.
Well, we saw him get tight the one lap, and I'm wondering if it bit him again. He's got the wheels up.
Yep. Well, I mean, West don't put too much tires down on tracks of late with the new kid. So he's figuring out Texas and iRacing all over again, getting back in the swing of things.
So right now, it is Wesley Holland sitting in the pits. Looks like he's getting damage repair. And he'll lose multiple laps. That is a shame to see. Remember, Wes, has been a top-tier driver, and looks like he's fallen off here tonight, unfortunately. Same with Ronald Klein.
Yeah, I think Ron just had a bad start. Ron's definitely a top 10 truck if he didn't miss the grid.
Yeah, and Ronald Klein, he's got some rear-end damage, too, if you look at it. I don't necessarily know what happened, but you look at Ronald Klein, you look at that right rear quarter panel, it's pushed in for sure.
Yeah, product of being back there solo, probably not finding the best of line either, and probably also getting mixed up in some of that nice little conversation of racing in the middle of the pack.
Timothy Smith leaving a comment out in our YouTube chat. Well, I'm, not starting anything, but if you hadn't been blocking in the first place, you wouldn't have gotten wrecked, and that's all I'm saying on that matter. Kyle Chadwick now racing Justin Michael for third.
Yeah,
Chadwick. Michael's got a fast race car, but I tell you what, who's got an even faster race car? The two drivers battling it out for that race lead.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Murray up there battling out with Scott Patton. Scott Patton's obviously probably put down the more impressive laps of late. That 13 machine really comes on good on the middle end of these runs here, and I think he's the best truck off of turn 4 too.
Yeah, look at Brandon Hunter Murray, though, down on that inside line. Murray's trying to make stuff happen. I tell you what, I think he's got the speed to do it. They might have made a little bit of contact there off of 2. And that might have been a little bit of touch there. But I don't think Scott Patton's going to give anything up, and I don't think he should. But he'll have to fall in line behind Murray because, again, you can't make the outside line work. It's a little bit hard here at Texas.
Like I said, only turn 4 has been good. And I got to get down here close to that 921 machine. He's getting eaten up right now. Maybe he's conserving a little bit. I'm not quite sure, but
well he's caught on the high line.
He may have some right side damage around that right rear fender well.
You got to bear in mind he was caught up on that high line, so that has something to play. And, yeah, you are right, and let's see, hopefully we get a camera on that. I think we'll get one going into 1 here. And, yeah, I don't know. Is there damage there? There's damage on the right front.
On my end, I'm not seeing right front damage. I'm seeing there's a body split almost where you see the bars come off the back of the truck onto the deck.
Yeah, I see a little bit on the right front, and then, I see it back by the W and the Winston logo on the right side of the truck.
Yeah, it looks like he missed a corner one time when we weren't looking. That damage could not have came from contact with the 13, because we've seen more significant damage on the 13, or excuse me, 2.
Yeah, that would have been on the left side anyway. That would have been on the left side of the truck anyway.
Yep. So, Scott's going to have to run what he's got right now. He's making a third-place truck out of what could be a 10th place truck at the moment. Here's my next question to you. As we roll around lap 50 around the speedway, can Justin Michael get up to Brandon Murray? I'm actually really excited for Brandon because this is the best racing I've seen him do in a long time.
Yeah, without a doubt, and I have to say without a doubt as well, I think Justin Michael's got a truck to beat.
Yeah, he's always going to be a contender here. That 87 machine's doing really well.
I mean, you know, Justin Michael, you can never rule him out.
We just got to see how the next round of pitting goes for the 87. Also, the 13 can mess up on pit road too. But 87, 13 have been the most consistent behind 921. I would put 921 against consistent up there, but it looks like he tagged the wall one time.
Yeah, well, I don't see anyone messing up on pit road per se. It's not a particularly difficult pit road entry here at Texas, but I think potentially we might see one wreck coming out of pit lane. That might be a potential.
Yeah, it's really tight against that wall. Gosh, almost as tight as maybe like Milwaukee or New Hampshire trying to get around there. Oh, Scott Patton almost in the middle of the wall.
Yeah, I think that damage that you pointed out a few minutes ago, that might be doing something to him.
It's definitely making it difficult off the corner for him. He's struggling, especially when he gets up tight next to a car. The aerodynamics of that truck change. It's really, sucking up close to that wall.
And right here, 54 laps in this time around, Kyle Chadwick. Do you think now he's quite a bit of ways back, but do you think he has anything to gain, and you think he might gain it?
Kyle Chadwick, he may have some. No, I'm not seeing any damage. I think he missed a corner or two a couple times to slow up, but he's particularly fast in the beginning of the run. Of the top 4, top 5 guys we have at the moment racing up front, he's the guy that has chosen to pit early. I think we're going to have to see him stretch this pit stop a bit. That way his tires and his truck are running well at the end of the race, which is his fastest portion of the race is at the beginning of a run.
And right here you can see Scott Patton, I think, closing in on Justin Michael, but I don't think he's going to get past Justin. I think Justin's got the better truck right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the 921 needs 2 things. That caution flag that hasn't flown yet, and he's going to damage repair. It really comes down to it. I mean, he's got a fast truck. He's a great driver from what I'm seeing just based on Texas Motor Speedway for that 921. It's just amazing to see him work around the damage. He could be conserving just a little bit, but, clean air is clean air, and you want to be number 1. And I think he wants to be where that 13 machine, or the number 2. I keep saying 13 because it says it on my board.
And right now, Brandon Murray is still your current race leader. And he's led 34 laps here tonight. How many laps do you think he leads? And the other question, do you think we see a caution?
I'm still going to say they're not going to buck that trend. We've had some great races to end the year of the winter season. Oh, Scott Patton in the wall on the entry of the corner.
Oh, man, yep.
Boy, that is going to slow that truck down tremendously. He's going to have to short pit it.
See what happens here.
Loss of focus, maybe? Or no, he just got out of the tri-oval bad.
Yeah, and he slammed it too. He'll pit now.
Yeah, he has to short pit. That's for sure.
It's not too bad of a short pit because other drivers are pitting. I saw a few other drivers hit the pits, but I mean, it's not what he wanted.
He's in the window. He's in the window. That's a good thing. It's just he's going to have to put on a hell of a race to get to the end. I think obviously a potential winner here tonight still, barring any other things. I mean, it could set him up for a good finish if we do see that caution. I was going to say our guys coming out of the winter season, that's what they like to do was last couple laps, get a caution down.
Ford truck Wesley Hollins out of pit lane. He is 4 laps down, mind you.
Yeah, he's just trying to get extra damage repaired from what we saw last time. I think he tail slapped a turn 2 wall or turn 4 wall at one point during this race.
Jack Watts in all of that kerfluffle is up to second, by the way, so he's having probably the run of his season.
Yeah, Justin Michael on pit road, the 87 machine. Champ is pitting. It looked like 4 tires, a decent stop. I don't know if that forces Brandon Murray. Yep, there's Brandon Murray.
Yep, he'll hit the box. We'll watch his pit stop. This is a critical stop. It is the last one of the evening.
Oh, Brandon Murray, did he slide the box?
Nope, he's in.
Oh boy, he barely got in. Good stop, but he almost slid it.
Yeah, I tell you what, he'd been maybe a foot further. That probably would have been constituted as sliding the box.
Nice and easy out. He had to do a little bit of a right turn there to get her going, but good to warm up the tires. We'll see how he gets out and away. Jack Watts, a top 5 driver here tonight, leading this race. I imagine he'll be pitting.
Yep, Watts will have to hit the pit soon. I imagine, and he is in the pits, but I imagine he'll be pretty happy to have at least led a lap.
Yeah, there we go, leading the lap. Got that 77 machine out front after a great rookie season on the winter side of things in the loose Lugnuts.
Gilmore, Happy Gilmore out front too.
Oh, good to see him back up front after he was one of the initial guys that got tangled up with one another.
And you see
he's probably
Gilmore will
stretching
stay out a lap or two.
Yeah, he's stretching it here, as is Jeff Gilmore's way. Trent Drum's out there still just now pitting. So, amazingly, I think Scott Patton takes the lead on this.
Yeah, he will have the lead when Gilmore hits the box.
Did he get enough repaired?
Well, that's going to be the question.
And can he stop from hitting the turns? I know he messed up once out of the tri-oval, and he clipped a turn at one point. So
and
we'll
he's
have
not
to get
going to
down
have
and
a
look
big
at that
lead.
damage.
He's only going to have about a second lead. That's going to be the other problem. And Michael and Murray both have clean race trucks. And you look at Scott Patton's Winston machine, just a little bit of damage.
Yeah, he still has that right deck damage around the right rear fender well. And some right front damage. I don't know, Matt. Are you seeing some hood crinkle there too? On the 921?
Yeah, well, that's what I was talking about a few laps ago, or when this first started, when I said I saw the right front damage at first and not the rear damage.
I was more concerned about that spoiler, about keeping that the rear end of the truck where it should be in the corners. Obviously, that right front damage is significant too, because it does not help to turn that vehicle when you go into that corners, yanking hard to go left.
And right here, with only 20 laps to go this time by, when do you think Gilmore pits? He still hasn't pitted, mind you.
He needs to pit now. He keeps looking like he's angling down there, but he's praying for a caution at this point. Oh, 77, Jack Watts into the wall through the grass.
Does he hold on to it?
That stinks for Jack.
So far, everyone's spun through the grass, though. And that's the interesting thing. Everyone's gone through that front infield, so we haven't had a caution. We've had trucks lose it. We've had about 3 or 4 now.
Yeah.
But not enough for a caution.
There's been some mix-ups. Jack just hit that white line and had a bad turn 4. That stinks for that 77
I told you, the white line
machine.
will get you. Scott Patton down to second now. New leader, Justin Michael. That'll be his first lap led of the evening.
Yeah, I'm really surprised Brandon Murray's coming on late here. Not sure where the 88 machine disappeared to. He's back there in 4th. He didn't disappear, but I expected a little bit different coming out of that pit cycle, because he was a lot faster on the last run.
And right now, 18 laps to go. So the $1 million question: do you expect a caution?
I would say yes until it doesn't happen.
I'm gonna say
So,
no. I'm gonna say, everyone's strung out. No one's racing, within close proximity to each other right now, or at least crashing proximity, I should say. And unless a lap car does something, amazingly stupid, I don't think we see a caution flag.
yeah, it's all about, can those lap cars or the cars not running inside the top 10, can they stay out of the way of the other top 10 guys? But it is racing and things are going to happen. Also, we're on a very long run here. The drivers have decided, based on when the first guys went down pit road, that they wanted to go to pit road there too, which leaves us having worn out tires at the end of the race rather than maybe splitting the difference of what they could have the last pit stop.
Yeah, right now, Justin Michael trying just to hold on for 15 more laps. Brandon Murray is trying to get to the back of Scott Patton, and I gotta say, I think he will. I think Murray's going to come out as second, if not a win.
Yeah, this is his first obstacle. How long does Scott Patton hold down the fort? Brandon Murray held down the fort in front of the 921.
Well, he's going to certainly try to hold it down there. That was...
No, Brandon Murray did the same thing to him, and that was a good block through the middle of the corner. Nice and safe. Brandon Murray gave him some extra room, but Scott Patton out of the corner was a little bit slower. Nothing that the 13 didn't do to him at the beginning of the race, right?
Yeah, right there. Scott Patton losing the spot. Brandon Murray now a second and a half back. Is that too much of a gap with 14 laps to go? I don't think it is.
I don't know. Brandon's really impressed me here tonight. I think he can make up the time, but it is, Justin Michael, so who knows?
I think if he gets to him, the tires will be too worn off, though. And that's going to be the other problem.
I still think he put down, I think 800s right there. I don't know if it's enough laps. We're within the 13 lap range to the end of this race. Can he successfully gain more time? He's not getting draft help from the 921 Scott Patton, who looks like he's a third place truck now. Maybe sitting duck for Chadwick if he ever caught up to Scott. But Brandon has to hit his lines. He's got the clean truck to do it. He's had a hell of a race thus far.
Yeah, and right now, 12 laps to go. Everyone, like I said, Ray Richard racing around Travis Browder. I want to give a shout out to Ray Richard. He's been fighting a nasty cough the last few weeks, and I talked to him a little bit earlier tonight. Usually he sounds like an ESPN broadcaster, and, well, tonight he does not sound his best, but I tell you what, he is racing his best right there, closing in on a top 5 potentially if he can get to Kevin Winter, and Kevin Winter's not too far ahead of him.
Yeah, has to get past Trent Drum through these lap traffic. Ray Richard is as patient as anyone, but just like Judd or anyone else on this track, will go ahead and use the bumper if necessary for lap vehicles.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We saw last incident with the lap car, so hopefully this one goes a little bit smoother. I imagine it will. Trent's a very good driver.
Yeah, Trent's given a lot of room. Trent has superior tires at the moment compared to his competitor a lap ahead of him. Trent's not driving the optimal line either. Ray's got the preferred line. Trent Drum really goes high. That's a big old, wave out the window for Trent, allowing those lead lap cars to go by him.
Yeah, Trent lets him by, though. 10 laps to go here. Wally Tierheimer, a little ways back all by himself, though. Running good right inside the top 10.
Yeah, Wally gonna probably see him mostly on Thursdays. Good to see him. I know he can't usually make Thursdays, but due to the old coronavirus, COVID-19, he's working from home and able to turn that wheel on at the appropriate time.
And right there, You can see 8 laps to go. Justin Michael out in front. They put Tierheimer. I saw someone smoking.
I was looking for it too. I thought it was like a reconnection or something, how they popped back down on the track.
You know, it might have been, but it looked like engine smoke.
Well, we'll have to see. I'll go through the line here to see if anyone's popped the hood.
Well, we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anyone, terribly dysfunctional on the speedway. Right now, I'm worried about that 13. If I was the 87, that 13 is getting really close in my mirror. I think the 13 is going to get to him possibly here, but I don't think he's going to be able to get around him.
6 more laps to go, and yeah, I agree with you. I think he'll catch him, but it'll be too hard to pass.
Still a hell of a showing from Brandon Murray, and that covered number 2, 13 under the hosted session. He'll be back to the number 2 up on the board as soon as we switch back over to the league sessions. We're doing a little bit of advertising. You still got to sign up to the Facebook page and league to get all the info to log in on the hosted side of things. But hopefully drivers go, hey, looks like they got a decent crew there. They're running in the time slot I want to run. And that's the whole thing. Just a little bit of advertising. Obviously, we do most of it on Facebook advertising wise, and on here for ASN. So a little bit of fun time to get some new blood in the league, and then we'll switch back over to the league sessions.
Yeah, right now 4 more laps to go here.
Potential lap truck in the way.
Well, that might help Brandon Murray. That's Wesley Holland.
Wes will get out of the way for Justin.
Yeah, but it'll still hold him for a second.
I don't know. That drafting up to the corner was probably good for the 87. 4's going to get back down into the 13's way. The 2 machine's going to have to use the draft a little bit if he can here in this next lap and a half versus the 4 to get a good pull into those corners.
Yeah, right here. Hopefully he'll be able to get a little bit of a run with the draft, but with 3 laps to go, I don't think anything's going to happen,
Yep. Wes gives way. Brandon Murray goes under. That's all about what Brandon Murray can do. I'm not seeing the great lap times that the 13 was putting down 5 laps ago. He's fallen off consistently.
Too much of a gap.
Yeah, too much of a gap, and he tried to make it all up at once, I think. But he's still got a little bit of time.
Yeah, he's got 2 laps. 2 laps to figure that out, but I don't see it happening here.
Now, I'd just like to congratulate our drivers here tonight for a successful running. Despite how it may finish or whatever may happen in the next lap and a half, it's been a good run here tonight for our guys.
Yeah, and let's take into account the fact that it's been caution-free.
Yeah, 85 laps, potentially caution-free. Here's the white flag presented by Over the Top Paints and Designs, or Over the Top Designs, excuse me, John. Our boss out there, official painter, along with Kevin Winter there. Brandon Murray stretches the high side trying to get everything.
Yeah, he'll lose ground on that one. That gap
he's doing what he
up.
has to.
Through 3 and 4 for the last time. Unless he tags the wall, it's all over. And, yep, it'll be good. Justin Michael, win 1.
Yep,
starts it off where he left it off.
Yep, wins over at Homestead and now, Michigan now takes a win here at Texas, kicking off the summer series. Good run by Brandon Murray. Heck of a run. Can't deny him that. Scott Patton coming home 3rd there. Hopefully he can get up in team speak, Mr. Scott.
Yeah, results rolling across the top of your screen. What a race for these drivers. I tell you what. It was good fun to watch. I think this is a great way to start off the summer season.
Yeah.
Certainly for Justin Michael.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind. That was a heck of a drive for those guys out there. Yeah, there were some bumps and bangs along the way and some unfortunate circumstances, but as a race, looking at it, it was still well run.
Well, we'll get Justin Michael up here. Well, Justin, have you got a copy on me?
Yes, sir.
Well, you pick it up right where you left it off last winter season. How's it feel to win yet another one?
I tell you, that was a hard race. My hands hurt. That truck was something else, and I don't know whether I like this track yet or not. I raced one race here before. It was earlier today in the Cup race, and I don't know. I just don't like the new layout. I like the old layout a lot better.
You know, I couldn't agree with you more. The old layout's a better one, but I will say the new layout seems to like you, getting right to victory lane.
I think it was just pit strategy and just being able to get out in front of Brandon there, that last pit stop. And I just started clicking off qualifying laps, trying to pull away from him, hoping he would try to burn his stuff up, trying to run me back down. And I guess it seemed to work.
Well, anyone you want to thank, sponsors, that kind of thing?
Thanks everybody out there watching. Always appreciate putting on a good show. And you guys always call a good race. And, John puts on a great leg. So appreciate everybody.
All right, well, thank you for talking to us, man. Great job on the finish, and hope to see you in victory lane a whole lot more.
Thank you.
All right, next up, it is Brandon Hunter Murray, the one, the only, with Jeff Wood.
Yeah, probably the superior truck here tonight, Brandon. I think you led the most laps out here. Just maybe a pit strategy, couple laps away from being the dominant truck at the end. But still a hell of a run, man.
Yeah, we had a great run. The guys at Misfit Motorsports put together a great piece tonight. Really love this track since the reconfig. Definitely one of my most favorite to race on right now. I think if we could have pitted a lap before Justin, we might could have beat him there. I was kind of waiting to see what he did. I figured we'd probably pit together, but he went in a lap before. I think that's what ultimately won him the race.
Yeah, it looks like it just based on the timing interval. Just could not use up enough of that truck at the end, and maybe some lap traffic getting in the way. Not really sure. It was still a good run, man. I don't think you have anything to shake your head at. A lot of good front forward, at least coming off of last week at Tega as a league total. Caution-free, man, and you're one of those guys that were a part of it. It was a good race out there, good quality racing too, between you and the 921, the 87, Chadwick when he was up there. A lot of mixing up.
Yeah, that 921 was fast too. I think he used his stuff up real quick, and me and Chadwick did the same thing. Me and Justin were able to keep it going a little bit longer on that fresh run. I kind of wore my stuff out a little bit more than they did, so they were catching me there before we all pitted. But like I said, man, 3 more laps, I think we could have got him.
Yep, who knows? We'll have to know maybe next week heading into the Xfinity cars at Bristol. But go ahead and thank those that you need to.
Yeah, I got to thank Brent Cool and Drive for Diabetes Awareness. They came on board here just within the last 24 hours for this race in my season. So I really appreciate those guys. Go check them out at dfda.info. Check, don't guess. If you think you have an issue, the flu or anything like that, it could possibly be diabetes. So you want to take a look at that. I thank those guys, my teammates, Misfit Motorsports, everybody who makes this possible. You guys in the booth, the league, everybody. Appreciate you guys.
All right, Brandon. Well, have fun, getting second there, and I hope we see you up more at podium and to the winner circle soon.
Hey, we're hoping for it, man. Still don't have a win over here yet, and want to get that first one as soon as we can.
All right,
there we go.
Tonight. Well, unfortunately, Scott not out there, so that will do it for us tonight here on ASN. We hope you enjoyed the race as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. We'll catch you all in the next one.